AI is everywhere right now, and with the release of ChatGPT last November, everyone is trying to figure out how to actually use this to their advantage. And even though there are still a lot of kinks to work out, ChatGPT is already a really helpful tool for real estate professionals and real estate investors, especially when it comes to some of the more manual tasks that need to be completed on a deal-by-deal basis. And even though AI is still just in its early stages, and we're not even close to the full capabilities of what we'll very likely be able to use this for in the future to help you capitalize on the power of ChatGPT right now to improve your workflow and get a lot more done in a lot less time. In this video, I want to talk through a few ways that you can use ChatGPT today to help you analyze deals and even to advance your commercial real estate career faster, more efficiently, and with fewer headaches overall. So, having spent many years in analytical roles within commercial real estate myself, I can tell you from personal experience that there is a lot of tedious manual work that inevitably goes into these types of positions. But with the introduction of ChatGPT late last year, all of a sudden, a lot of this work can now be heavily automated, essentially giving you a no-cost personal assistant, even in an entry-level role that can do a lot of the repetitive manual tasks that you would have otherwise had to do on your own just 6 months ago, now in a fraction of the time that it would have taken you. And if you can learn to leverage ChatGPT correctly, this can start to free up your work week to get involved with much higher leverage activities like touring properties, meeting with brokers, and even sourcing off-market deals, which are the things that are really going to result in the most growth in your career. And since ChatGPT is probably the most well-known right now for its ability to write, the first big opportunity here within a real estate context is to use this to speed up your workflows on writing equity memos, lender memos, or other investor materials. As a real estate analyst, aside from just working in Excel, a lot of your job is going to be focused on writing and using compelling and professional language to sell your services to a potential client, sell a deal to a potential investor, or to get a lender on board with financing your projects. However, a lot of times it's just not that easy to choose the right words or phrases to add to these materials, but with ChatGPT, now this process can become significantly easier by removing a lot of the friction that often comes up when you're first getting started with this process. It can give you a framework for your memos that can help you focus on the most impactful information and the most relevant analysis within your reports. So for example, if I'm working on an equity memo to raise capital for a retail shopping center acquisition in San Diego, California, I can ask ChatGPT to write something like a 2-paragraph explanation of why San Diego is an attractive retail market, and I'll get an answer back immediately, giving me a very well-written summary of why someone might be interested in San Diego retail. And even though a lot of the information that you'll get from a prompt like this will very likely be generic, you can also ask ChatGPT to go into more detail and revise its original answer. So in this scenario, if I want to get more specific, I can type in another prompt asking ChatGPT to add more quantifiable data to this write-up, which will start to weave in things like vacancy rates, demographics, and even recent sales figures that can help make the case for the attractiveness of the market. Now, obviously, this isn't perfect yet, and you'll definitely want to fact check these figures since I found these to not always be 100% accurate, and there's also limited information available in ChatGPT after 2021, so you won't be able to get the most up-to-date market data for your reports. But oftentimes, the hardest part of putting a memo together is creating the framework that you'll use to present the information, and if you can replace some of the generic language or market statistics that are included by ChatGPT with information from a proprietary research database like CoStar or Yardi Matrix, this is going to make this process significantly faster and will allow you to focus on the actual content of your presentation itself rather than stressing about wording and syntax and creating everything from scratch every single time. Now, once you've used this to create a write-up on the market, when you're ready to dig into your analysis at the property level itself, ChatGPT can also help with this by helping you identify market comps. In almost all cases, when you're underwriting a deal, you're going to need to understand where a property's rents stack up against the competition, but the first part of that is actually identifying comparable properties that the deal that you're analyzing would compete against. And while a comp set can often be included in offering memorandums on marketed deals, if you're working in brokerage and you're the one responsible for putting together the OM, or you're working in acquisitions and underwriting an off-market deal, you're going to need to create this list yourself, which isn't always a quick and easy task. But with ChatGPT, now you can just ask for a list of comparable properties within a 1, 3, or 5-mile radius, and you'll immediately get back a response to help you start your search. And even though ChatGPT doesn't include real-time data, so you won't be able to see current rents in the market, you'll still often be able to get information on things like a property's year of construction, a list of amenities offered at each property, and the distance from the subject property that you're analyzing. And in about 60 seconds, you can have almost a full comp set built out without having to do any of this research yourself. Now, again, similar to my comments about using ChatGPT for market information, you want to make sure to double check everything that's being provided to you and make sure that the properties being returned are actually competitive with the deal that you're analyzing. But I've been really surprised to see how much of a head start a prompt like this can give me when underwriting deals. Now, ChatGPT can be a great tool for market analysis and property level analysis, but where I think this has the most utility right now for young real estate professionals or people looking to enter the business for the first time is using AI to help with the job search and the application process overall. LinkedIn is often the go-to source for career searches, and while this can be a great tool for a lot of things, especially for identifying companies that you may want to work for, running an advanced LinkedIn search to actually do this can often be a very time-consuming and a very manual process. But now, with AI in the picture, this process can be made significantly faster and easier, and ChatGPT can quickly generate a custom list for you of companies that you may want to target based on your specific search criteria. So for example, if I'm looking for jobs in multifamily acquisitions in Newport Beach, California, and I want an institutional brand name firm on my resume, I can ask ChatGPT for the 10 largest multifamily investment firms in Newport Beach and have a list of companies to look into in just a few seconds. And while LinkedIn will definitely be a helpful resource to actually dig into the details of each of these firms, I can even ask ChatGPT to give me a brief description of each company on the list, giving me an even better sense of where I should be focusing my time before going down the rabbit hole of LinkedIn pages and company websites. And aside from just figuring out where you might want to work, once you've actually started filling out applications, ChatGPT can also be extremely helpful in this process, specifically when writing cover letters for each job you apply for. Again, this is typically a very time-consuming process just to get the bones of a cover letter together, not to mention customizing these for each specific job you apply for, but ChatGPT can make this significantly easier and give you a template to work with in just a few seconds. All you need to make this happen is your resume uploaded to the internet, and you can simply provide ChatGPT with a link to your resume and a link to a job posting, and you'll immediately get back a custom cover letter created specifically for you based on your background, your experience, and the specific roles and responsibilities that are included within the job description. And again, even though the first draft that ChatGPT spits out usually isn't going to be perfect, this can save you a tremendous amount of time, especially if you don't consider yourself a strong writer or if English is your second language and you're applying for jobs in the US, and this can be a huge time saver when applying to multiple jobs at the same time and customizing your application materials for each specific role. Ultimately, AI is still in its infancy, and there are going to be so many more ways to use this over the next few years, including things like lease and partnership document review being made significantly more efficient when the right security measures are put in place to be able to handle confidential information like this. But for right now, these are 3 things that you can implement into your workflow today to make your life significantly easier if you're either looking for jobs or currently working in a real estate analyst or associate role. And if you are in the process of the job search right now and you want to make sure you have the technical skills you'll need to break into the industry and pass an Excel modeling exam that might be given to you during the process, as always, make sure to check out our all-in-one membership training platform, Breaking a CRE Academy. A membership to the Academy will give you instant access to over 120 hours of video training on real estate financial modeling and analysis. You'll get access to hundreds of practice Excel interview exam questions, sample acquisition case studies, and you'll also get access to the Breaking a CRE Analyst Certification exam, which covers topics like real estate pro forma and development modeling, commercial real estate lease modeling, equity waterfall modeling, and many other real estate financial analysis concepts that will help you prove to employers that you have what it takes to tackle the responsibilities of an analyst or associate at a top real estate firm. And if you like this video and want to see more content on this channel on AI and prop tech trends, make sure to hit the like button and let me know. And let me know in the comments any other ways you're currently using AI in your workflow right now and how you see AI changing the real estate industry as a whole. As always, thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope you found this helpful. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already to see more videos like this every single week, and I'll see you in the next video.